Hi, I'm Jennifer Runyon at Intersolar North America, and my guest right now is Paula Mintz, who is a director in the energy practice with Navigant Consulting.
Yes, Jen, thank you very much for asking me. And I have to say my favorite title is Market Research Analyst. And since I come from Strategies Unlimited, a Pinwell company, this always feels like home to me.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So listen, what's the big news this week in solar? What are you finding out?
Wow. So big news. I think this, unfortunately, the sad news is that companies continue to struggle.
Right.
In a very low margin environment. I believe it was last week that GE sort of quietly closed their CAD-TEL operation, and unfortunately the news continues to be one of who's surviving, who's not.
Right.
It's
so
very unfortunate.
How are manufacturers going to survive?
Well, we're going through a painful consolidation, and which is not news, that's obvious.
Right.
Eventually, there will be fewer manufacturers, the consolidation will be completed, and prices will rise simply because of scarcity. I suspect that that will be a long time coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's just there's still inventory. There's, right now it's a brutal environment for pricing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, so you expect many more manufacturers to sort of quietly leave, or?
Gosh, I don't know if there are many more.
I know, right?
Leave. I think we'll see more struggling going on, and it will take time to right itself.
Right.
And again, sort of the rush to the bottom in pricing just has to stop. In my opinion, solar doesn't need to be the cheapest game in town. It needs to be the best. It's a low maintenance. Everything needs maintenance. Everything I own needs maintenance. So it's a low maintenance, quality, clean source of electricity with free fuel. I don't think we also need to be cheap.
Right. Right. All right, let's change gears and talk about the California market. So California has this really aggressive RPS, 33% by 2020. Last I checked, we were at about 20% renewables in California, which is pretty awesome already. Do you think we'll make it to that extra 13% in only 12 years?
Well,
in 8 years.
It's so important to do the math now.
Right.
I think that is a difficult goal to reach when you take a look at the other problems California is experiencing in terms of its budget. And we recently, here's some news, we had a large city go bankrupt.
Oh, wow.
So with large cities struggling, utilities struggling, people struggling, social services being cut, I would argue that a better goal is to keep that as a goal. I mean, obviously I believe we're in the beginning of an energy revolution, and to make that happen is going to be a long, hard struggle. So let's keep the goal. Let's not dumb it down. At the same time, our infrastructure is not prepared for that much renewables. Granted, some of them will come from other areas, and that's also a problem. Some of them will come from other states. However, our infrastructure isn't up to par to handle that much of a variable resource, even a conventional resource.
Right.
So it's problematic assuming that we're going to actually achieve that goal, but I don't want to see it go away at the same time. I also want to see school kids have hot lunches and the elderly have home care.
Right, right. All right, who's bankrupt? What state?
Stockton, big city, yes.
Wow, okay.
So, in market research, you shouldn't, in my opinion, my humble opinion, take anything out of context. I mean, solar operates in the ecosystem of the world. So what is happening around solar affects whether or not the market, is, for example, PG&E declared bankruptcy many years ago, came out of it. You have Vallejo, you have, I think it's Vallejo, don't misquote me, myself, Stockton recently. So you have a lot of problems that can affect solar, along with the infrastructure issues.
Yeah, wow. All right, well, so then one last question, and that's about storage. I feel like I'm hearing more and more of solar plus storage as the answer to the grid infrastructure. Of course, that's way more costs. What do you think? Are you seeing that?
Well, it is the current bandwagon that people are jumping on, and I think storage is crucial to the future of solar. However, it is not the only crucial aspect to the future of solar. You also, again, need a basic infrastructure in place. And storage is expensive right now, so it's younger in terms of its lifetime than solar even is.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've got a ways to go before it's, you know, I hate to use the word cost effective since I've already said we need to stop talking about cheap and start talking about quality.
Yeah.
But things do have to fit into the ecosystem in a cost effective way. At this point, we have, as an industry, talked about being very inexpensive for so long that adding complexity and cost is not a good thing.
Right.
I think we're probably a long ways away from having a good storage answer, but we need to keep, you know, doing that research.
All right. Well, great. Thanks so much for coming out and talking to me, Paula.
Thank you so much for asking me. I always enjoy it.